Now call the meeting of Carbon County Board of Commissioners to order. Please rise for a moment of silence, prayer, and the Pledge of Allegiance. Dear Lord, in the coming year, please help us to be strong and compassionate. I ask that you watch over us and all the people we love. I ask that you bring peace, health, joy, and security to those who need it most. Let their joys and successes of the past year become fond memories forever. Help the pains and sorrows to fade away. Most importantly, help others to find faith in you. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
These proceedings are being recorded for the sole purpose of preparing accurate written minutes. Recordings are overwritten following approval of the minutes, eliminating all unofficial records of these proceedings.
Motion approved.
The first item is approval of the minutes of the previous meeting held December 22nd, 2022.
Motion approved. Go ahead. Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes, are there any guests concerning county business at this time? Nothing? Okay. Hearing none, we'll move on.
Report of executive sessions held.
None.
The department reports. The budget transfers.
Motion approved.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Supplemental appropriations.
Motion approved.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Expenditures, approval of check numbers 233408 through 233561 for expenditures to the general fund clearing account totaling $724,549.49.
Motion approved.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
The treasurer's report.
Move to accept.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
The personnel report for county departments.
Move to approve.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
The acknowledgements for courts and row offices.
Motion acknowledged.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Correspondence was received as listed. Copies will be made available to the press upon request. Boards and authorities, Parks and Recreation Commission. For approval, an appointment, 5-year term to December 31st, 2027. Sarah Puza of Lehighton, Pennsylvania.
Move to appoint.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Insurance Workers' Compensation. For approval, proposal from the Housing and Redevelopment Insurance Exchange, Harry, for workers' compensation insurance for calendar year 2023 in the amount of $398,875, which represents an increase of $47,069.
Move to approve.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
The solicitor's report.
Thank you. For ratification of a declaration of disaster emergency in Carbon County due to a snow emergency on December 23, 2022.
Motion to ratify resolution 22-039. Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
For the Emergency Operations and Training Center for approval and execution of a proposal from Integra One of Allentown, Pennsylvania for wireless switch firewall for the Emergency Operations and Training Center at a cost of $9,113.42, including FortiGate 40F with 10108F switch at a cost of $2,607.91 for a total cost of $11,721.33. And this is under CoStar's contracts number HW003-E22-580 and SW number 006-040.
Motion approved.
Second on discussion. And I'm simply gonna, and the reason I bring up the discussion, Amy had a question last week. I thought that was wrapped up by now. That was an emailed question, and we did have something on the agenda last week. But I just thought it'd be good for Commissioner Notstein to explain why we're making this particular additional purchase in regards to this, and what it's gonna provide up at the facility.
Yeah, it's gonna improve the communications between the burn building itself and the observation tower. And future needs that are coming out of new technology, where we'll be tracking firefighters in the buildings. Eventually, they'll have trackers on them somewhere, whether it be in a helmet or FCBA, their breathing apparatus, along with their passive alerts. I think it's extremely important that we have good communications between the people in the burn building and the people in the observation room, watching over scenarios, so that should things go wrong, we can react very quickly.
Okay. Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yeah,
And lastly, for the correctional facility, for approval and execution of the annual maintenance service agreement between the Pennsylvania District Attorney's Institute and Carbon County relative to the statewide automated victim information and notification system, or SAVIN program, in Carbon County for the term January 1, 2023 to December 31, 2023, and there is no cost for 2023.
Motion approved and execute.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
yes.
Any further business?
Just a reminder, the meeting will be held on Tuesday at 2 p.m.,
Yeah.
followed by the annual salary board. There'll be a full house, it'll be a long meeting, pack a lunch.
Dinner, right? Yeah.
Yeah, dinner, sleeping bag,
Yeah, yeah.
okay?
Okay, commissioners' reports, Mr. Honor?
None at this time.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yeah, a couple of things. Let's see if technology will. Right now, Carbon County and the rest of the United States is in a process of reviewing FCC broadband data. As many recognize, Carbon County this past year completed a broadband study to assist us in the process of eventually, if need be, supporting grant applications based upon large quantities of federal money that is now available. As part of that process, we reached out to the public through our consultant to give us a sense of the state of broadband in Carbon County. At the same time, the FCC started a process nationally to bring together data from multiple sources, from individuals, from providers, and organizations to give us a more accurate picture that previously existed. Between now and 13 January, citizens of the United States, and specifically Carbon County for our matter here, have an opportunity to challenge the data that has been collected and reported, specifically by the internet service providers. So we can challenge them by what they supposedly or tell us they're providing for us in the way of broadband, be it fixed or mobile, but I will tell you right now, because of the money that's available, called BEAD money, that's the acronym, we're really focused on fixed broadband. So we can challenge fixed broadband assumptions or assertions they're making, and we can challenge the location data. And I just quickly want to try to demonstrate that here using the existing system that's out here. Now, we do have until 13 January to do either individual or bulk challenges. I'm working downstairs with our GIS, who already has some data from our salary study, to ensure what's being reported kind of matches up what's on the broadband national map. Let's just type in a local address. All right. So there you see what is supposedly 204 Center Avenue. And obviously there's a reason I selected that property. I think some will recognize that, but nonetheless, you can see fixed broadband on the right column. You can see what the providers have said they're providing in the way of service on that particular address. And it may or may not be accurate. So what we're asking is the public to go ahead and verify that. If you have one of those services, do a broadband test. And if it's not correct, or you actually don't get the service that you have requested, for example, from Pencor, you ask for 1,000 down and 40 up, and you're paying for that, and you're not actually getting it, well, you can challenge what has been reported by Pencor. Real simply, you see, availability challenge, and then you just work through that process there by selecting the specific challenge you want to make. Now also, you can challenge the location. Now that isn't actually 204 Center Avenue. 204 Center Avenue and 206 Center Avenue is the center house right beside that corner house. So likewise, if you believe the address is incorrect, you can challenge the location also. Again, that's just so we have a much more accurate picture of the state of broadband in Carbon County, and specifically when we're supporting entities or organizations, internet service providers who might be eventually applying for grants. So I'm asking the public, take a few minutes, go to broadbandmap.fcc.gov and see the service that is supposedly being provided to you. And that'll help us greatly in our effort with that. All right, so that's broadband. Carbon County has actually had a pretty darn stellar year when it comes to recognition nationally and county-wide. National Association of Counties, and then CCAP. And I'm going to highlight CCAP's fall journal that just recently came out. And Carbon County basically had the trifecta of reporting on our activities. Operation Green Light for Veterans and the role that Carbon County played. Secondly, Inside Veterans Affairs of Carbon County. Again, written and by Christine. And then also, thirdly, in that same edition, Carbon County Emergency Operations Center being highlighted. So this past year, we've done a lot in order to get the work of our employees out to not only the state, but the 3,069 counties in the United States. And in regards to what we've accomplished, I'm going to give a personal top 10 or so of what I thought were notable accomplishments. And again, they're from my perspective. There might be, quote unquote, some notables that are missing. This is not to say that there aren't numerous other significant accomplishments that have been made. I will preempt this by saying I've reached out to the 20 or so departments that fall under the Board of Commissioners to provide me their top 3 accomplishments of this past year. All of them have responded, and at the end of January, the first week of February, once I've had an opportunity to meet with each of those reporting department heads, I'll publish that top 3 list for all those departments for the public to recognize the value and the hard work of county employees. But some things I thought really emphasize the good work the county has been doing. Validated parking has been implemented, right? We have 16 department or rows that are offering 2-hour validated parking for county residents and county taxpayers pre-scheduling an appointment for county business. We've conducted a proof of concept out at Mock Chunk Lake Park for a potential implementation of an admission policy modification. We conducted and completed, for all intent and purposes, a salary study. We completed the broadband study, and we're using those two studies right now to help us provide greater service and assist our employees with a living wage. We recently had a budget process modification from last week that helps increase transparency, makes better informed voters and citizens. We stood up the Animal Shelter Advisory Board, which has made great progress in assisting the shelter being more effective, more efficient with providing its services. We brought to the table for a vote the agricultural land open space ballot question initiative that indeed ended up passing. Reaching out to our citizens with the new website that was launched. We increased the mileage rate for compensation or reimbursement for county employees from 45 to 60 cents. Two very successful elections from an administrative perspective on that. And I think importantly, we continue to invest in our future leaders in the county, both through the NACO performance leadership training and leadership carbon. Jen here recently completed the last leadership carbon. We have our director of purchasing and our GIS director in the current course that ends in April and graduates in May. We've recently had, again, employees, Nicholas Goldberg from IT and Angelia, our director of parking, complete NACO leadership courses. So we continue to invest in our employees. So I want to talk about some priorities for 2023 as I wind down what will be my fourth year of my first term, right? Mock Chunk Lake Park. I'm passionate about it. I'm passionate about protecting it. I'm passionate about residents maximizing this crown jewel of Carbon County when it comes to opportunities for outdoor recreational opportunities. Admission policy needs to change. I kind of teased it a few months ago. The admission policy that I will propose on the 12th of January, if I have my dates correctly, has been reviewed by the solicitor and has been defined as legally defendable, right? Or defensible might be the term. And again, we all know we can all be sued for anything at any time. I could walk down the prothonotary and pro se file something on a napkin and start a suit. We're going to maximize our our carbon transit, tying that into a potential beach bus and supporting other activities in Carbon County. So working with Lana on that. Maintenance and IT. We don't have a work order process, right? We have folks using sticky notes, writing on their hands when work orders for IT and maintenance come in. A little bit of exaggeration there, but not far off from the reality. We need to track our maintenance. We need to ensure we're prioritizing our maintenance. So we're going to look at and do a pilot program with an application to see if that's a viable option for improving in that realm. In 2021, the Board of Commissioners in January approved a work climate survey. I'm currently in conversations with HR and Lehigh Carbon Community College to look at an intern who could actually carry out that work climate survey and have it done in-house versus absorbing the cost of sending it out to a third-party contractor. 204, 206 Center Avenue. There's not a greater travesty occurring in Carbon County than what's occurring up on 204, 206 Center Avenue. I'm going to, again, continue to push forward, looking at the whole home repair program at which we will be applying to utilize those funds, if necessary, to do what other elected officials aren't done, and that's take care of the citizens up there at 204 and 206 Center Avenue. Tying back into Mock Chunk Lake Park, that Canic property, development there cannot go forward. We gotta stop it. If the borough of Jim Thorpe won't take the right measures, well, this Board of Commissioners needs to step in and do the right thing and declare eminent domain and take that property at fair market value. Also, you know, we have, and I'll use the term, won't try to be politically correct, folks who feel like redheaded stepchildren up there at 410 Center Avenue, planning and development, up there in that office. We need to bring them home. We need to bring them back downtown into an appropriate location for their health and welfare, and so they can maximize the value that they bring to Carbon County. Farm acquisition or easements of acquisitions to protect our farmland. Talked about the ballot measure, right? It's passed. We need to move forward with that, secure the funds, start protecting our agricultural land and our open spaces with much more vigor. We gotta be aggressive on that. And lastly, what I'm gonna say, and I learned this, I think maybe about 2/3 through my career, and you never know what tomorrow is gonna hold or what the voters of Carbon County may or may not decide or what individual choices may be made. One of the greatest successes one can have is setting your successors up for success. So over the next 365 days, 375 days, gonna ensure that whoever is seated here in this seat a year from now is prepared to handle that job and take on and carry the torch forward. That's all I have.
Commissioner Notstein?
It's been a heck of a year.
Yeah.
22, many projects going on. The training center for one, some odds and ends, we're working on the finalization on punch list. Hopefully we'll be opening that up as soon as the weather breaks. Planning and development, yeah, that is in the plans. As soon as we can get children and youth moved to the 525 Iron Street building. Hopefully we can get the, make some office moves there and get planning and development back into the 76 building. So we are moving forward. It's been a heck of a year for elevators. Had to replace one. Still waiting for parts and getting a little frustrated with the process and getting the other one repaired. Gotta say, I'm getting my exercise though. It's since I don't get a lot of time to go to the gym, but we are working on that. Phone system upgrades, we completed that this year. Been extremely challenging for us technically challenged people and the courthouses. As soon as we can get that project going, we'll work on that. And I wanted to mention as well the leadership, Carbon and the NACO leadership programs that our employees have been taking part in and doing an excellent job. So, you know, all those people deserve the credit and some recognition for all the time they put into those programs.
Yeah, I would add Dawn also to the NACO, right? Dawn was another
Dawn
one in
was on,
NACO
so.
leadership. Yep.
And I hope that we can get another two to take that up if the program continues. And some of the best speakers, Colin Powell. I heard, I have a whole lot of respect for that man, and the people taking that class, you know, thought maybe he was the highlight of the speakers and guests. So, let's see. Upcoming year, well, there's some other things here. Yeah, the COG. It's unfortunately the COG program. I just wish that more municipalities would take part in those programs, and I think we have to look at how can we get them to the table, because, you know, in today's age, it's extremely important to work together to get things accomplished. And, you know, the resources are dwindling. Our volunteers are dwindling all over the place. Transportation, we have many, many issues. As far as the referendum and the farmland preservation, we are pushing very hard on our planning and development and farmland ag and we're telling them, get out, get us the numbers, and so we can move forward in getting this land preserved. And you know, they're not, like when former Commissioner Gerhardt used to say, they're not making land anymore, and we have to protect our resources here. I'm not saying we can't proceed with development, but we have to do it in a really can't think of the word I want to use, but we have to do it carefully and plan ahead. One of the things I have coming up for the new year, I'm going to start a business development partnership with all agencies, businesses, planning development, economic development, redevelopment authority, industrial development authority, community college. Strasburg community art college is also interested in being at the table. The chamber, Poconomont Vacation Bureau, Northeast Pennsylvania Alliance, and we're planning a meeting in the near future, trying to get an agenda and program put together and try to bring all the businesses and how can we move forward. What are we seeing in the county? What are what are we lacking? Educational skill levels, qualified employees. It seems to be one of the biggest issues we have right now. What are the setbacks? Why aren't businesses coming to Carbon County? So we're working on a plan to, well, we'll have a meeting in January. So we're working on that and trying to get that out, so. Many other things going on, the building projects, hopefully spring, May sometime around there. The 525 will be building or completed so that we can start moving children and youth, free up some space up here for some of the county offices that have to stay within the county seat. So I think I covered most of the things that we wanted to talk about, but I want to wish everybody a better, healthier, prosperous new year. So, Happy New Year, everyone. Meeting adjourned. Okay, Amy.
Good morning, gentlemen. With regards to the NACO leadership, I saw there was correspondence on it. What was the purpose, what is the purpose of that for the county employees to do that?
Maybe we should have a graduate speak to that.
Yeah.
Well, that's a different story. No, it's I don't know how to describe it. It's getting people out there, and even in the carbon leadership, a lot of our employees do not really know what's going on in their own counties until they go through the leadership program, because it covers so many different things: healthcare, economic development, public safety, volunteerism, and a variety of things. They get to visit businesses that are in their backyard, didn't even know are there. But on a NACO level, gives them more insight. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your experience, or what you got out of it?
Well, I
Both
think,
Rocky and Ellie
I
can
think
speak.
sometimes what you get out of it, I think people might run for a position or be in a position that even at a company, and they think they can do it, but they really can't. I think it shows them the structure of everything, how things run. And I said, I learned a lot about it. I think I learned a lot just on how procedures should be done. You know, you learn over the years, but, and like Wayne said, Colin Powell was the one person, I think in there, there's hundreds of speakers, but he always stuck out. And he always treated his people right, gave them the right information. And I think, I learned, I've always done that all my life, but to see somebody at that level that was up there that actually respected the person all the way down to the bottom, it's phenomenal for that. And I said, for the people that go through it, I said, you think you can do things? And it doesn't matter if you're on the school board or whatever, you get in, you think you can do things, you can't. It sort of helped you in that view, but I don't know what else Ellie has to say about it.
It was just, it teaches you how to lead, how to see all the different sides of a problem, and how to react, how to treat people. The one thing that I remember from Colin Powell is he went to a meeting with President Reagan. So he's in the Oval Office, and he's telling President Reagan about this problem that he has. And and President Reagan's looking out the window and he's watching a squirrel. And he just says to Colin Powell, look at that squirrel. And that's when Colin Powell realized that that problem that he had was for him to deal with, not for the president. So, just taught you where you could go and how you should proceed.
And when were you in this academy?
Was the last
21?
21, yeah.
So you were 21 and.
And I was this
22.
year too.
Yeah.
And how long did this program last?
Wasn't it 14 weeks, I think?
Mhm.
Something like that,
It was
14
long.
weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it actually, like even some of the, like when you went in, and I'll try to get involved in things, and it wound up like they had, I think there was like 100 people in our group, and then they were looking for somebody to like lead the group, and then nobody wanted to do it, but I automatically got nominated for it, and it wound up I actually liked it, and people liked it, and I did it the second time. You know, I did it 2 of the weeks out of the 14, which, I mean, I'm thinking I looked at people that from Alaska, you know, it's all over the United States. And for people that you talk to, different people, to even look at me, I'm thinking like, I'm a carpenter, okay? And people that are attorneys and, you know, governors of the state or whatever, or people that are there, that wanted me to participate in it. You know, it makes you feel good. And I think one of the things, like even with our people, and I don't know if Chris sort of pushed a little bit more to have the other people in our county do it. I think it's a great thing. I think all of our people that are department heads or whatever should go through it, because they're gonna learn a lot, and they're gonna sit back and say, wow, this is for real. You know, but it's,
Amy, we do have 2 press releases that'll be coming out Friday. One will emphasize the performance leadership, and the second one, the other leadership NACO course, which is cybersecurity focused. And they'll be out by Friday, and we'll forward them to you guys as soon as they're published.
And you do get homework.
yeah, there's,
One thing I observed from the outside was the time involved and the commitment that you
Yeah.
have to put forth to graduate from this thing. It's just not as simple as sitting on the computer. I mean, it is involved. There's a lot to it. And, you know, I really respect those that have been able to complete that, and look forward to sending more.
Thank you, that's all I have then.
Kelly?
Good morning.
Morning.
I do want to wish you all a happy new year. And the magazine that came out, would I be able to take a look at that after the meeting?
Of course.
That was all I had.
I have nothing, just have a happy
Nothing.
new year.
Okay, all right. Happy New Year, everyone.